Unless you live under a rock, I'm pretty sure that you are familiar with the Toyota Avanza. It's been with us for a decade or so, and now there is also this new generation which I'm sure you are also aware of. But most of the time we get to ride or we get to see the Toyota Avanza in the base J trim or in the mid-trim E automatic or manual trims. But in this video, let's take a look at the top-line version of the Toyota Avanza, the Toyota Avanza G, and see what it has to offer. From the exterior, the first thing you'll notice here is that you do get LED headlamps and fog lights too. Now, this might come as a surprise, but believe it or not, those are actually not exclusive on the Toyota Avanza G. In fact, you do get LED headlamps throughout the entire lineup. So what truly sets apart the Toyota Avanza G from the rest of the lineup would be your rims, where the base J gets steelies and the mid-trim E automatic and manuals get 15 inches. You get 16-inch rims right here. That aside, everything is practically the same. You do have like a shark's fin antenna at the top, but you can also get that in the E trim. You have the very low but also typical MPV body silhouette, and honestly it really isn't too special. But what is pretty special right here is if you look at your side mirrors right here, there's a logo right there because this car does come with Toyota Safety Sense. Well, part of it really. You get blind spot monitoring and rear cross traffic alert, again exclusive for this G trim. Moving towards the rear too, there's nothing really too noteworthy right here. At least I know, and at least we know that Toyota did give some effort, put some effort into giving you like nicer sharp tail lamps, reflectors by the bottom, reverse camera, and parking sensors too. But the most important thing that you'll find here, again, very, very important, is the G badge, just to let the world know that you got the most expensive version of the Toyota Avanza. Great flex right there. Now, as you open up this tailgate, you'll see that the rear seats, they fold flat into the floor, which is the biggest advantage it has compared to its larger sibling, the Toyota Innova, with those ancient fold to the side seats. And that really does take up a lot of space. And like this one, you know, it's all clean. In case the space right here is a little bit too big for your needs and you do have to carry, well, 7 passengers, no worries, you just lift up these rear seats and you still have about enough space to put soft bags or maybe one small luggage in here. But the biggest change between the Toyota Avanza G and its lesser variants would be the engine, because in those variants you only get a 1.3-liter 1NR engine. What you have here is a 2NR engine, a 1.5-liter naturally aspirated gasoline engine, one that you would normally find in the Toyota Vios G as well before. And this engine right here makes 106 horsepower and 138 Newton meters of torque, still paired to a CVT. Fuel economy, even though you have a bigger displacement, isn't really too bad. You're going to return around 8.8 or 8.9 kilometers per liter in heavy city traffic and about 20 kilometers per liter on the highway. And as we move inside the Toyota Avanza, first we check the door. Not great. That's all I can say. Not great. Okay. Door thud aside, the interior, you know, there's a lot of plastics in here, which is about what you would expect for a car in this price range, but that is totally fine because again, that is what you expect. But what I really love about this interior though is that it really is set apart from like the regular Toyota Avanzas, because you do get a small 4.2-inch screen there by your instrument cluster. You do also get, this is very important, tilt and telescopic steering column, which you only get tilt functions in the lesser versions. And this center touchscreen is more than good enough because it does come with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Although do take note that they are wired and the reverse camera isn't exactly the clearest, nor does it have swiveling lines. Nonetheless, it does its job properly. Move further down below and you do get a digital AC system. It is not a climate control yet, you know, it's easy to use, and you also get a push start button, again exclusive for this G variant. A regular shifter is here, a regular parking brake, and you even have cup holders on the side. Pretty interesting because on the driver's side it is exposed, but on the passenger side, well, it's a pop-out thing. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Those aside, very big good things about this vehicle, this variant, is that you do get side and curtain airbags in addition to the usual driver and passenger front airbags. Finally, seats wise, they may not look the most comfortable at first, but I did take this out on a slightly extended drive and honestly, it didn't really hurt my back too much, nor my body. Yes, manually adjustable for both the driver and the passenger side with pretty decent amount of bolsters too on the sides. Now for the rear seats, first we check the door too. Okay, surprisingly that sounds pretty decent, so much better than the front. And once you are back here, you'll notice that space is honestly really, really good. In fact, I think you have more space here than what you have in the Toyota Innova. Legroom wise, that's excellent. There's even like a cutout at the back side of this front seats, and even the headroom is pretty good. You do have those really funky looking air vents though, which we've also seen in like the Mitsubishi Strada, and honestly those aside, there's not much right here. There's like two USB ports, there's a cup holder on the side, and you even have this center seat which can tumble down and act as an armrest. Now, what's pretty interesting about this vehicle too is you can really tell that this was originally a Daihatsu made for right-hand drive markets, because the way to get to the third row, while you can do it from either sides, the singular seat is found here at the driver's side, wherein that would be the passenger side in a right-hand drive country, right? But anyway, again, you can do it from either side, so let's just do it from here, and let's get on towards the third row. See, as you can see, it's two seats, one from the passenger side of a left-hand drive country. And once you are back here, well, space is virtually non-existent, but don't worry, because those second row seats can be slid forwards and can be unreclined or reclined too. So in terms of legroom for the rearmost passengers, it is honestly decent as long as those second row passengers move forward. And can you sit here on longer journeys? Yeah, honestly, you don't feel like too twisted in terms of your hips and your legs, and headroom is honestly pretty decent too, for as long as you're about as short as me at 5'6" tall. So now we drive the Toyota Avanza G, and driving this is a lot better compared to when you drive the lesser variants of the Toyota Avanza, because the 1.5 liter engine in here, the extra 200 cc's that you get, really does help out a lot. I mean, sure, on paper it doesn't really add that much more power and torque, but because you can seat up to 7 people in here, you do want to get every single bit of power and torque. Is it underpowered? Well, if you're carrying like 7 people, I would say it kind of is. But if you're just, daily drives, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 passengers, it isn't too bad in here. And yes, to answer the age-old question, aakit man ang Baguio, will it go up Baguio? Definitely so. So don't worry about that, even if you do have 7 people on board. Engine-wise, really, it's okay. Transmission-wise, the CVT, it is a little bit groany, but it isn't too annoying. So for your daily drives, again, especially for the typical buyer of a Toyota Avanza, you shouldn't really have too much of a problem with this one. Driving this car is very easy too. It feels light, the steering is light, it's easy to park, it's not too big. You do have that reverse camera, which, albeit not the clearest out there, nor with swiveling lights, it does help out, and the parking sensors do the same. Also, in terms of noise, there is a lot of road noise in here. You do feel that the vibrations, for example, on the flooring, well, it is very much felt, and there isn't too much sound deadening in it, so you do hear a lot of tire noise. When you are going on the highway, wind noise isn't too bad, surprisingly too. Yeah, so for your daily drives, the Avanza truly isn't that bad. And in terms of comfort too, the suspension is tuned to be just super soft, super supple, designed to absorb everything on the road. The trade-off for that is bad handling though, but again, it's an MPV. Do you really need it to handle great? Visibility wise too, something you definitely need in an MPV is also pretty good, because you have huge windows all around you, and even through the back you can actually see a lot out of it. So yes, once again, overall driving wise, let's sum it up as the Toyota Avanza isn't the most powerful out there. Is it enough? Yeah, it's just about enough in terms of power, and it is also very, very comfortable. So the Toyota Avanza G, it really does get the necessary upgrades to call it the top-of-the-line variant of the Toyota Avanza lineup. That 1.5 liter engine alone compared to the 1.3 liter is definitely a huge step up. And of course, 16-inch rims and some bits here and there of Toyota safety sense. But now the question is, how much does it cost? Well, you can get the Toyota Avanza G now for 1,071,000 pesos. And honestly, for the car, it is kind of steep. However, you do get a reputable brand with the tried and tested amounts of reliability on it, and you're pretty sure that you can still ferry around your entire family with ease and comfort without having to buy a vehicle as big as a Toyota Innova.